Hey folks, Derek here, and you're listening to an NC Cutting Edge Counseling production. NCCEC is a trauma therapy practice based in North Carolina. Learn more at nccec.com. Follow us on Instagram and TikTok at Mindscapes and Magic for more content, and come hang out with us in our Discord for episode discussions. Content warnings and where to find us will be found in the episode descriptions. Let's do a fucking show!
While everyone's nice and calm before we start fighting again, hello, beautiful people, and welcome back to What's in the Box.
What's in the box?
Trauma.
Trauma's always in the box.
Yeah, that's been there.
Yeah.
Trauma.
What an ep. Should we skip right to the end?
I want to,
Yeah, right?
but I won't.
How can you have any pudding if you don't eat your meat?
Exactly.
Eat your meat?
Yeah, you have any pudding if you don't beat your meat.
Jesus Christ.
No.
The meat is at the end of this episode, so.
I thought I made a pretty meaty ep for y'all.
Yeah.
Well, yeah, this was a lot of fun. Got to dig into the Ruralian politics. Got to meet a new NPC in Etty. You guys are just collecting Varia leaders as friends.
Yep.
There's much worse friends to have.
Yeah.
Yeah. It is a good group to be a part of.
So,
Even though Kadima was very, iffy about joining.
Of course. I mean, that makes sense.
Yeah.
so you got some vulnerability out of Kadima today?
Yeah. Well, Eldon did. The rest of us, no idea.
But yeah, how's everybody feeling?
Doing right.
Too quick.
I'm going to inside check Snyder.
Right?
Oh, brother.
Snyder's doing
I'm
fine.
doing grand.
He's not
11.
the one that's heated about it.
I was lying.
I was lying.
That's a low. To get on the low, I was lying.
I mean, it's very interesting just seeing the dynamic of the Eldon Kadima opening up, moving into the next day, where from a Mish perspective, it feels like it's 3 against 1.
Is that that should feel pretty normal for you though after Zelda?
Zelda was always 1 against 1.
That's fair.
It was never multiple.
That's
against 1.
true. I guess it wasn't multiple against.
Yeah.
Except when you open the box.
Well, I mean, that was deserving.
Yeah, so is this.
Yeah, I believe that El went fully into flashback and then became his father. Like, you're a child. Shut up.
Jesus. Yeah,
Just
that
we
was-
need to end this conflict. Like, it was just.
Yeah, that was wild.
Yeah, that was some
Yeah,
devil.
you're a child who's actively fought against demigods and been in the same
Yeah, like it didn't make
situations.
any sense.
Yeah.
It didn't make any sense at all.
Eldon just knows that's how conversations stop.
Yeah.
Is once
Yeah.
that gets
Like-
thrown out.
Which I
Yeah.
loved
7
that,
months from being 18.
I loved that response about it
Yeah.
because it felt very real and like that, like you said, like an emotional response. Like there wasn't thought behind
No.
it. It was just no, I want this fighting to stop.
Yeah, because he already named his value in the beginning was to let the person choose. Like they should get to decide how they're gonna die. And then people started getting heated and no, I'm totally flipping. Fuck values.
Yeah.
Fuck
And
values. I'm gonna just do it
Yeah.
with what Kadima suggests.
Yeah, I mean it was a little bit about that, but it was more like there wasn't time to think.
Yeah.
I do agree with okay, well they're an adult, they can make their own decisions, but we're also adults who can make our own decisions, and I don't want to be responsible for this person coming with us at our allowance and dying. That's a real shitty spot to be in.
And not even that, one of us dying because we had to
That's
protect
that's
them.
also a real shitty spot to be in.
And that's where Kadima is coming from.
Yeah,
Because if Mish dies because I'm protecting this person, that's worst case scenario.
Yeah.
Mish wants to bring this person along. Mish dies,
yeah. But
and I
any of
save
us,
this person.
any of us, or more than one of us,
For
or them.
Kadima, it would be specifically the worst case scenario is Mish dying because he was the one pushing for them to come in the first place.
Well, the beautiful thing about all of this is if Mish dies, we already have the character I'm playing.
I don't give a fuck about the next character. I don't care about Mish dying.
Like just snatching the
To
researcher.
take like D&D out of it as like
Right.
a person. Like Kadima would be fucking devastated if Mish dies for the thing that Kadima's like, this is going to happen.
Or worse, Mish and the researcher both die. We can't even save, like, you know.
Because we don't know what's down there.
Right.
We haven't even said anything about what's down there. And we're just like, all right, come with us.
Yeah.
The thing that I think is that if we get to a position where multiple ones of us die, it won't be because we're defending someone else. Because if we start having more than one death, it's because something was going to kill us anyways.
I mean,
That's what I think. And from the perspective of the person who's lived with a adventuring researcher for a long time, bringing someone to those kind of situations is the best thing to do, because this is what he's thinking. He's like, well, they're going to have faster insight than us inferring things. It's going to expedite time with a little bit of stress of the potential of them being injured.
See, the key thing in that is adventuring researcher.
Yeah.
This person is not an adventuring researcher.
This person has actively told
And
us.
I think that's where Mish is like that disconnect.
Yeah.
He's thinking like, no, you do this, you are the same as Isidore.
No. It's not that. It's more along the lines like this person wants to go because this is their life's work. And I'm like, sweet. I've been around a person who's done this. Not equating Isidora's existence as a person who's very strong and has taught him most of the magic that he knows and how to hone it. But this person is a researcher, and they will be able to get to the point of all this information they're looking at faster than we are, faster than Mish would be able to parse the information.
like,
We don't know that.
but like also speed's important, but at what cost?
Yeah.
Yeah.
If you want
Gav's
a
at.
good job and a fast job, it's not going to be cheap.
Yeah.
If you want a good job and a cheap job, it's going to be
It's not gonna be fast.
fast. Yeah.
Like,
But
but
we have to sacrifice something.
and taking out like cost from that, the cost is the danger. So insert danger. It's like, okay, well, yeah, we can do it quickly and we can do it well, but it's going to be more dangerous. Or we can do it a little slower, still have the information, and it's not as dangerous because we don't have that person that we're trying to protect that, you know, isn't pulling their own weight when it comes to protecting them. Like, it's, I don't know. That's Gev's not happy about.
And
it.
I think it's especially because this person actively said that they cannot help us in that aspect.
Yeah,
They were straight up like, hey, things go south, I can't do anything about it.
and I'm not going.
And I'm not going to. Yeah. That's the like
actively a limp fucking.
like, so why are
noodle.
we bringing you? At least Rosemary would try to punch someone.
right. Like, it's.
They were just like, no, like if you're in trouble, I'm leaving.
I gotta go.
Yeah.
No. Yeah,
It's just very different than Kadima's like soldier mindset. Like you don't leave people behind. You help everybody out that you can. Like, and so it's just, I don't know. It's gonna be interesting when this does work, and like Mish and Kadima are gonna have to have this like, okay, I see where you're coming from. Just try to see where I was coming from with this. Like this worked this time, but it might
Oh, yeah, and I
not.
think one of the hardest parts of this was that everyone was making a valid point. Like nobody was like flat out wrong, but it's just a strong difference of opinions on how.
Except for Eldon. Except for Eldon. And
There was one wrong.
There
There was one wrong.
There was one wrong. I'm sorry. Let me rephrase. There was one wrong.
That was visceral. Holy.
So, I mean,
Shut up, child.
That was an above the table silence. Too. Everyone was just like,
Yeah, all of us are like, what are we letting that one go?
I was like, oh, I don't have an NPC that feels comfortable stepping in there. So, but yeah, no, that it's very interesting, and I like how it turned out. And I like how it's going to drive like more attention when the party.
It also shows everybody's like moral compass.
Yeah.
Like Misha's like, if they die, they die, but like, information is more important.
Yeah.
Like that's at least how it feels to me.
That's what I got from it. Yeah.
Mhm. Like
So-
their information is more important than their life.
It's not if they die, they die. It's they were going to go there eventually, So if they died because they're with us, it might be more beneficial for us to have them there anyways, because the likelihood that they're going to go back and do it is greater than zero. Because they already said that I really want to go and check this place out. But right now,
but it's too dangerous.
Eddie is saying, I'm not going to spend any more resources on you to go do this.
Which means
because her resources are already extra at threat because of the blight affecting the spirits. So Eddie's resources were zeroed out because what she could have sent with her were hurt and the external factors affecting it. So I think that it's not a, hey, I don't care if you'll ever die.
No, and
it's more along the lines of, I think this person's coming would be a much greater resource and will allow us to act faster through the experience with a limited amount of extra threat. I think the increase in danger is way lower than you guys are proposing. I just think that our ability to deal with it has decreased the number of people affecting the change. Because they're not going to be helping in combat, yes, the total number of combatants has lessened by 0 because Rosemary was never going to fight anyways.
But Rosemary was not coming.
Yes,
with us
but I'm saying
with.
the amount of combatants has not changed in our total party.
It has.
Yeah.
We're bringing them with us. That is an extra person that is not doing anything, contributing anything, therefore bringing us lower.
Yeah, they're not active combatants, but they are still a person that is in the situation.
And what I'm saying is the net amount of total people that we have gone into every other conflict with is the same.
There is an extra person that can get hit by things just because they're not contributing. I'm kind of not seeing what you're saying.
The total party number is the same.
He's basically saying that it's just a 1-to-1 because
Rosemary's
not coming. You're just replacing Rosemary with someone.
Every other conflict we've had that Rosemary's been in has been the same number of people.
Been in a combat.
Yeah, that's basically what he's saying. Is like basically it's just another non-combatant in
but
the
this
area.
person is going to be in them. Rosemary wasn't.
But Rosemary was still with you, like with the hill giant and all that. Rosemary was still there. I'm just not rolling initiative for Rosemary because Rosemary is a non-combatant.
Yeah.
Like Rosemary.
If we're operating that Casey is going to run this person the way that he ran Rosemary, then it doesn't matter because they're as a non-combatant, he just won't roll initiative. Then they're fine.
Which from a mechanics
at all that I like. Mechanics aside, I'm trying to think of it like as
right.
No, and as you should be.
Into this
I was just explaining what his thought process is, and it's one of those things where it's just like, as far as like, and we could just get a bit of this above table and then move on because we already made the decision in character anyway.
Yeah.
But as far as how I'm going to treat this situation, like they are there. They're a person. They exist. If an AOE something happens, they could get caught up in it. But I'm not going to be necessarily tracking their initiative step by step because overall, it's not going to matter in the combat.
But not tracking their initiative though, like they're not being like nothing's going to go after them.
We don't know that, but we also never knew that about Rosemary.
Right. And
it's going to depend. It's going to depend on the enemy. If there's enemies surrounding you and they can't, like if they're in the back and you guys are up against the front line, they're going to deal with what's in front of you.
In my brain, it being kind of a gray area makes thinking about going into combat weird. Because like if they just get hit by an AOE, then that's like an unfortunate thing. But if they're a non-combatant, I guess like this is just like me trying to make sense of it.
Yeah.
I would still think that they would have an initiative and they just don't do anything on their turn. But if they just don't have an initiative and they're just like could get hit by something,
because we're doing a podcast, I'm not going to put them in an initiative order just for me to say, okay, they don't do anything this turn.
Yeah, right.
I'm keeping them in mind that they're there, but I'm not going. There's no point in keeping that in an audio format just for me to be like, all right, their turn. They move back. They don't do it. Like, you know what? I'm just keeping it moving and knowing that they're there. And if you guys get surrounded and then there are attacks on all sides, then they can't stay in the back. Then they're in danger. If they're,
I think that's just like me, Derek. That's where I'm having a problem. Like. Asserting that because if they're not there, then I don't think about it, and then we end up with an issue where they died and I fucking forgot that they were in this combat.
Yeah,
because there lies the difference. Because I've always thought Rosemary's there. I'm like, oop, I hope there's no AOEs.
Yeah, just because I don't hear about it, and so like in my brain, Rosemary's like just not there. So I don't think about them
Rosemary,
getting hit
Gross,
by
Nue,
things.
every single person that's with us, I always, in my brain, they could be hit by something. We just tend to not, because we tend to fight things. We have so far fought things that have not done large AoEs.
Yeah. But even, again, taking the mechanics out of it, going back into, like, characters, like, we don't know that they're not going to get targeted as characters. That's metagame.
No, what I'm saying, but that therein lies the disconnect that Derek was putting towards Kadima, was he was considering Rosemary in those other combats we've had, that Rosemary has been there as a non-combatant, but still a targetable threat.
Yeah.
So in that same vein, where I have not changed that thought process at all.
Yeah.
Because everyone with us is always with us at all times.
Oh, yeah.
I do joke that Vadon, I'm just going to forget about him because it is objectively funny to say, don't worry, Casey, I won't bring him up.
Yeah.
But he is there. He is a contributing member of the group as both a human, as both a person, target, threat, and a person we need to protect. They just have a greater capacity to defend themselves.
Right.
But we still would defend them just the same.
Yeah. Just like we would defend any of the rest of us. But the difference is the rest of us can also defend each other, whereas this person can't.
Not can't, won't.
Won't, can't. Both.
We'll have to see how it turns out. There's no point in spending another 20 minutes discussing it. How about the rest of the episode?
I really enjoyed talking to Cassandra.
Pretty good.
And Eldon enjoyed that as well.
Pretty good.
Yeah.
She gave you the classic shit or get off the pot kind of conversation.
Yeah, and then you literally said shit.
Kadima had the same.
Yeah, you guys got some more information about the Blight and just some more world building with the druids and how they work and stuff like that.
Yeah, that was good, like, learning, because it's we know about arcane magic and we know about divine magic. We hadn't touched anything on primal magic, and that was cool to learn that, and also to learn that they're in danger. Like, you know, that's something you don't hear about with the plague, like the Blight. You don't, like, we finally heard about the people, but we hadn't heard anything about the animals.
Yeah.
We hadn't heard anything about the
We
spirits.
heard the scale of what was happening. Like, we just said, like, there's some blight on the trees.
Yep.
We
And
just
then,
heard,
some people
it's-
are getting sick.
Now it's affecting the spirits, which is then affecting the druids, which is affecting the like. It's just it's bad.
Yeah.
I always assumed it was like, oh, the reason why we're not getting this other information is because that in of itself is a very hush-hush kind of topic about, and all the information that they couldn't stop people from knowing that the timber industry was greatly impacted.
Yeah, and like people are turning up sick. Like that's gonna get out.
Yeah.
Well, I even further than that, I thought like the hush hush part of it was being silenced, not that it was like, we don't want to tell people. Like it is actively like, we don't talk about this because it, like, I think the coalition was,
which makes me think whether or not the coalition is the one that started the blight on accident, or
if it was even an accident.
Yeah, well, and that's where it gets really interesting with the artificial tree spirits, which that's such a cool concept. I'm totally picturing like
terrifying,
like robotic druids, almost, in a sense. Like that's where my brain went to.
Yeah, very much like it's like you have like actual spirits are gonna be like wind spirits, fire spirits, tree spirits, you know, like things like that. But then you just have these like mass-produced, like artificial, like almost like fluorescent light, like what the coalition thinks a spirit should be, like a bright fluorescent orb of light that you bond with to a druid to make sure that they follow the same rules that arcane and divine casters
that they can,
like the kyber crystals of the Sith.
Yeah.
I was imagining those like technology poles that like look like trees but are like way too tall and way too thin.
And they're the 5G antennas.
Yeah. You're like, that's a tree for sure.
Definitely tree.
Yeah.
Or a plastic.
Kelly.
I think it was Kelly.
What?
Hello.
Come in.
Everybody say hi, Kelly.
Hi, Kelly.
Hola, como estas?
Oh, you don't need to grab me. Thank you.
But I did.
You did. It did happen.
Yep.
Thanks, Snyder.
I'm glad that Kadima finally had somebody to talk to about what's going on.
Yeah, that was my favorite moment of the episode for sure. Was the nice little breakdown between like Kadima and Eldon, finally getting into why Kadima's been freaking out a little bit behind the scenes.
Yep.
Yeah, answered a lot of questions for Eldon.
Yeah.
Yeah, he holds a lot in and is just kind of getting to him. And I think had he not said something to Eldon the night before, this whole thing with Mish would have been worse.
Yeah.
Way worse.
Exploded. Not even. Other favorite moments of the episode?
I mean, I like the Cassandra interaction. That was great. Just like that whole thing. Just like, hey, do something. Like, what are you fucking around for? Do something.
Sleeping in the same room. What are you doing?
Yeah, like you're there. Just pull the trigger.
Be yourself, you coward.
Yeah.
What about you?
We've talked about it. I've been really enjoying the conversations that Kadima was having with other people. Eventually it'll be with everyone, and we can all just be like, yes, now I understand why you've been so cagey about everything. Mm-hmm. Because my favorite part about it is the, hey, you might be a spy bit, was like 1 or 2, was up until we got like halfway onto the boat, and then I just was like, oh, I don't care. Mm-hmm. You're who you are is who you are. It's okay. I don't care. And we got moved past it. And you're like, but Misha's like, Mish didn't like that I was a spy, so I don't want to tell him that I'm talking to my dad, even though I have to.
Not that I'm talking to my dad, but how bad it is.
Yeah.
Like the extent to which it is, because I think Kadima's also trying to like.
Oh, I'm gonna be mad.
We already went to Bredden to go kill Zelda's uncle, and now I don't want us to like. Oh, hey, well. Now we got to go to Alvarez and kill my dad. Like I'm trying to not have that arc happen again, even though like Kadima doesn't want to kill his dad. Yeah. Like he does not want to. If he has to,
don't worry. That's why I'm here.
That's
yeah. He's gonna kill still.
Don't
again.
worry. I got you.
But like it's because I think in my mind, like above table, the way that I would love for that arc to kind of play out is I think it would be cool to like have his father deal with what he's done instead of killing him, like force him to like
bring him to justice instead of
exactly.
Yeah, that's cool.
And maybe like some kind of redemption, but
could be, yeah.
If I gotta snap his neck, I'll snap his neck.
What I will say is this: is that the only thing that Misha's going to be mad at is that you waited so long to tell him. That's the only thing he'd be mad at. Mm-hmm. He's going to be real mad. He's like, why did you just not? We could have communicated about this.
It was just hard to talk about.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yep.
He doesn't know who's watching and who's looking and who's listening.
I always feel like, well, hey, you know, my favorite part again is that I have the capability of communicating without other people watching.
That's true.
He's
had to be careful for so long.
Yeah.
And it's only been a month and a half with you.
That's true.
It's that soldier's mindset. You know, like it's really hard to break once you get into it.
Yep. Like this has been the case for 7 or 8 years that he's been feeling this way.
It's like whatever I do, he's gonna know.
Yep. I can't believe I made it this far.
Yeah. Yeah, it'll be interesting to see how this party tension continues to play out as you all actually get into the shit next episode.
Yeah.
We'll find out then. We'll see you guys then. Thank you all so much for listening. We love you. Bye.
Yeah, make sure you put sunscreen on. It's hot out there.
It is. Skin cancer is no joke.
Yeah, it is not a joke.
It's actually very serious.